Yo, Crypto Nation and mining family, what's going on? What up, what up, what up? All you happy hashers out there, what's going on? What's going on, people? Hope everybody's having a great and wonderful day, especially with all that's happened since the Trump rally. I mean, it's like, you guys know, every once in a while I get a little political on here. I try to keep it down to a absolute minimum. But I mean, I'll go as far as going on record of, as much as I don't like Biden, as much as we know that he is destroying the American economy, the people voted for him, supposedly. And we have a democratic system in place for voting. And how do we take care of these individuals? We either vote them out of office or we let the legal system come after them. With that being stated, I do not care if this had happened to Biden. I would be absolutely pissed off about it. Because, yeah, just because I disagree with somebody, I think that they're a crook and a criminal. Taking matters into your own hands is not the correct way. You know what I'm saying? It's like two wrongs don't make a right. And then all these people thinking that they're making these little edgy comments, thinking that they're being cute, being funny, and it just really shows a bad moral character from a lot of different people. And you're going to see this, if you haven't been seeing it anywhere, because you've been trying to stay away from the social medias, I implore you on this one. There are a lot of people who have their moral compass pointed in the wrong direction. And unfortunately, it's being exposed to the whole world, whose moral compasses are absolutely broken. So unfortunately, we're seeing some of the worst in our society kind of poking its ugly little head out. But I thank God that Trump is okay, and he just took a nick to the ear, new ear piercing, however you want to look at it. It was very thankful that he just so happened to turn his head to the prompter that was off to his right. I think it was like just a few degrees of head tilt made this difference of what happened. And as far as people being held accountable in the Secret Service, the local police department, all that stuff, there should be a bunch of people being held accountable for this. In my belief, the police department should have done something about it, since they did see the person a half hour beforehand. And the head of director of the Secret Service, yeah, she should be held absolutely accountable. This is a failure on her watch, an absolute failure. That would not have happened if it was, in my opinion, it would not have happened if it was Biden. Because it's the acting president. They have taken more precautions for the acting president than a former president, which I think they're one and the same at this point. They should be protected equally. And this should show the world that they should be equally protected here. But I think it showed a lot of character from Trump. What Trump did was what I would consider a leader. He took a hit. He went down to try to, until safety, went straight down, got piled on by the Secret Service to protect them. Awesome. That's what they were supposed to do, all except for the women, especially the woman that couldn't holster her gun. She should not be part of the Secret Service, in my opinion. Basic 101 is handling a firearm properly. Basics number 2 is a Secret Service. Your life is expendable. The president's life is not. And she ducked and covered for her own life, while the rest of the men piled on top of Trump. You can see where her priorities were. But it's good to see that now his security detail has absolutely no women in there. I do not believe that that's a position that women should be in anyway. We should not be putting women and children into the line of fire. It's just a personal opinion. You know, I take it for what it is. But I'm glad that that Trump is okay. My condolences go out to the firefighter that had lost his life doing what a father should do, which was protecting his family from fire. My hat goes off to the family members that have to bear the burden of their father not being there no more. And then I hope for a speedy recovery of the few people that got hit also in the crossfire that were in critical condition. I hope for a quick, speedy, and as pain-free of a recovery as possible. That's just kind of my outlook on things, from perspective. Now, going on to the other side of things, the liberals, the lunatic liberals, basically just ensure that Donald Trump's the next president. Any kind of thought that the Democrats are going to win on this one is done. This will probably rally, because like a lot of times, a lot of these Republican voters don't vote. They just don't bother. More reason why we have all these progressive Democratic policies is because there are more of them going to vote. So because the voting process is quite broken amongst the people, is the reason why we're seeing a lot of these kind of wild policies coming out. But I think that with this, it's going to rile up the Republican base, whether they're the conservatives or the actual Republicans. It's going to rally the liberals, the non-lunatic liberals, to vote over onto the actual traditional Libertarian Party, not liberals. People in the Libertarian Party, the real Libertarian Party of what it used to be, like 40 years ago? Yeah, those libertarians, they're going to be pretty much voting Democrat now. Pretty much you're going to have your brain dead, mentally ill, Rainbow Mafia, and maybe some of the, your communist Hollywood and people like them are going to vote Democratic. If this just rallied the conservatives and the Republican base, yeah, the Congress, House, the House and Senate, plus the presidency will be Republican. No doubt about it. If they didn't really rally the whole thing, the conservatives and the Republicans up at this point, nothing will. And this country is doomed to go into a dismal spiral of communism, unfortunately. Like donate the Secret Service, buy a drone, get with a camera. Yeah, right. So as all of this is now starting to pop off, and it's like you're starting to see that this is going to rally a lot of people behind Trump and the Republican Party at this point. They basically watched a leader hit the ground, come back up, pump his fist up in the air, telling everybody to fight. Don't give up, fight for your country. In other words, that man just took a bullet for America. I mean, if you kind of look at it from the point of view that he is exposing all of the corruption in a mere single moment, exposing it all. And you think that he's not going to get in office and clean some stuff up. It's like it depends on if he can actually get a Republican House and Senate and not having the rhino establishment uniparty there, where you got Republicans that are basically Democrats doing the speed limit. As long as you ain't got that, we'll be doing pretty good here in the U.S. But the markets, your traditional markets, your crypto market, has all responded to this very positively, guys. I mean, check this out. Everything is in the green since this happened. We will continue to chart up this direction for a while, I think. We will, as long as Trump continues to be positive on crypto, going and willing to go after the establishment. My only fear is with all of this is the lunatic left. I don't mean you're just your typical Democrat. No. There's a lot of your atypical Democrats. Even them, they're probably going to vote for Trump right now. There's a lot. I mean, but your atypical Democrat that listens to CNN, ABC, so they now think this whole thing is a conspiracy theory and it is made up by some TV show host, right? That's basically the thing that the theme that they're going to push down, right? And with them sitting there going down that little rabbit hole, it is just going to push away anybody with any kind of brain cells away from them, because especially if there's anybody with gun knowledge, and believe it or not, there are Democrats that are pro 2A, and they're gonna be like, oh no, that's not what happened. No, there is nobody that's gonna let somebody shoot an apple off the top of their head. That's not the stuff that you're going to see too much anymore. You're not going to have the president, the former president, playing parlor tricks to get this, to do all this stuff. So we're going to be watching a lot of these Democrats trying to stop this momentum, and let's say they're able to stop it for maybe not the presidency, but the House and Senate. See where I'm going with this? If they're able to keep a majority in the House or the Senate, as soon as Donald Trump gets in the office, they're going to start the impeachment process again, and anything that Trump tries to push through is going to get blocked. So everybody that's in the United States, it is in your best interest right now with this momentum to absolutely try to get everybody to the voting box. Why do I say it like this? Why am I being a little political right now? This right here, all of this screen, because right now the political landscape is favorable. The political landscape just showed that they're voting for Trump. Trump's going to be the president. This is now being factored in. We need to make sure that for anybody that's here in the United States, that we make sure that the House and Senate go Republican right along with a Republican president. Otherwise, it will be the same thing for 4 years, and everybody's going to be pissed off at Trump because, Trump was supposed to do all of this and did nothing. It's like, you can't get any work done when the majority of your house, the majority of your government is going to stop you by any means necessary. So it is pertinent to put the right people into office. Don't just, I'm going to vote just for any old Republican. No. There are multiple candidates of Republicans. Look at the ones that the Democrats are backing directly. Democrats will always back a Republican, but it's the Republican that they want in. Why? Because even if the Democrat person loses, the Republican is basically a Democrat in there doing the speed limit, right? So make sure that you're not voting for a crony capitalist rhino Republican. Otherwise, you basically might as well just vote for another Democrat and piss the opportunity away. Right? We got to start looking at the government, and like, even if there's a Democrat that is, how can I put it, like a good Democrat that would vote sensibly for people. So there'll be times where, yes, he'll vote in lockstep with the Democrats, but yes, there'll be times where he actually votes with the Republicans because he kind of sits in the middle. There's things on both sides of the aisle that he agrees with. We've got to stop with the people that has to be all in. That's one of the things I hate about the Democratic Party, but I also I respect it. Everybody in the Democratic Party votes in lockstep a lot of times. It lets them get a lot of stuff done. Unfortunately, Republicans cannot do the same. I think it's because of the fact that we've been voting in the democratically chosen Republican. So kind of do your research when you're voting when the time comes, and definitely vote. I don't care if you vote Republican or Democrat. Vote for the person that's going to do the best job, not just, oh, I'm in the blue camp, I'm in the red camp. We've got to stop doing that. I mean, my mother's just vote blue no matter who. It's like now you're just, so if you got somebody that's just got a pulse and they're alive, you're going to vote for them even though they're brain dead? I have a problem with this. Yo, what up, Sadie? Thank you. Thank you with the $5 dono. Yo. I mean, with Nemesis 2024, I would be honored to work with Trump at this point, trying to get stuff done. But we can see definitively that what just went down, the market is speaking that Trump's the president. And with Trump being the president, when Trump was president last time, yeah, we had the whole scamdemic come out, but we were actually in a great place as an economy here in the United States. We were working on energy independence, and that is one thing we need to get back to is energy independence. This relying on other countries to make our country go around isn't going to work. Solar panels, windmill farms don't work. If that was so, then we would already be. How can I put it? A free capital market would have already had all the systems in place. No, our free capital market tried to go ever so closer towards nuclear. And morons decided to stop the forwarding of that. And energy would be so much cheaper here, and we wouldn't be relying on fuels to actually power our homes. That would be amazing. But no, we ain't got that. Because there's people with this retarded green energy shit that fucks everything up. About to order myself another 14 kilowatts worth of solar panels, which will take my house and transportation off grid. Nice. Now, and it's like, thank you for actually kind of bringing up that part of it, Anonymous. I like that. So, what he's talking about over there, it's like, yeah, you can sit there and put some paneling in there and get your entire house off grid. But if you're mining a lot, you're going to need a lot of solar panels. And that's what he's talking about here. He's bringing in more solar panels in order to get the house off grid. Another 14 kilowatts of solar panels, right? That's a lot of power. It's also going to be like what? You're looking at 2 solar panel arrays where they're 8 panels a piece. So you're going to do 2 of them. Is that about the right math on there, or are you just doing 1 array for that? Or you got the more efficient one? But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like 33 to 36 panels depending on brand. Okay, that's a lot more than I was thinking. I was thinking like 2 arrays. That's like 4 arrays, 4 or 5 arrays. That's a lot of real estate. It's going to be at least 2 strings. Okay. God damn. That's a lot, my man. My man. I love it. And it's like, if you've got the room for it, sure, it works. Is it practical for, I would say, for more than 50% of the people, not at all. Like my house here, I could put enough panels on my roof uh, to be able to handle the load of my house and completely take my house, which would be all my lights, my main computer here, my refrigerator, my deep freezer, stuff like that would be off grid, right? But when it came down to mining, I don't have enough real estate to put enough panels down here to make it where mining is worth it. So for Anonymous, he sounds like he's got some decent land, and I'm jealous because you're definitely ahead of me on that curve of I need land. But I would like to sit there and get into some of those. What is it? The methane. What is it? The carbon methane energy burners, and create energy from basically cow manure. Like, that's only so a KSO Ultra 2, no GPUs or real ASIC mining. Need acres for that. Hell yeah. You know what's up, Anonymous. I mean, like, you're grabbing panels, so I mean, you know the size of the panel and how much room that shit takes up. But yeah, that's gonna be a badass. I wish you the best of luck on all of that stuff, Anonymous. I mean, I love it when people are kind of trying to innovate and do little special stuff like that. I would definitely myself would love to get to a point where I'm mining off grid too. But if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it in the middle of nowhere, and I'm gonna do it with, like I said, I want to take a resource that would be otherwise wasted, and turn it in, pelletize it, and turn it into pure energy, a renewable energy resource. Love it. It's like you burn off the carbon, it goes into the oxygen, rain comes back down, feeds the plants feed into the cows, and you have a nice little ecosystem. I love it. And for me, I think it's going to be the better opportunity would be going and doing everything off grid like that. But anywho, we've got Bitcoin over that $65,000 mark, guys. It is definitely trending up. That with the whole Trump thing, definitely made for a good bottom of the market. If you if you follow Peter Schiff on X at all, he did call the bottom. If you would have paid attention to the Schiff indicator on X, you could have actually potentially bought the bottom. I missed it. I was not there for it. It's like Anonymous. I drive 100 miles a day in an electric car for work. That many panels will make my gas free. So a few hundred a month, basically free. Nice. I love it. That's what's up, my dude. That is what's up. I've never really gotten into too much of the electric cars myself. Um, when I was at Mining Disrupt, I got in my first Tesla. Yep, I was in the back seat of my very first Tesla. It's quite weird to just feel acceleration. It just takes off. It's like totally different feel versus you hear the engine rev up and it just slowly engages. No, this thing was just like acceleration. It's like, wow, very quiet. Not sure if I like a quiet ride like that. I almost wanted to be in the back seat making engine noises. I'm just saying. But yeah, we definitely have a Bitcoin going up. It did in the DCA oscillator did signify a buy signal here. So it was signifying a self signal, but we are definitely flipping the 200-day moving average. Is making a golden cross, guys. So this might be bullish unless something big happens to Trump. Unless something big happens to Trump, that I think will be in this trend until the election happens. Like I had a Ram 2500 6.7 Cummins in it. Was almost $900 a month payment, $600 in gas, plus $150 a month in insurance. The electric car is $720 a month and $300 in electric, and soon free. Insurance is the same. So yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely makes a huge difference. And some of the reason why I like purchase old stuff and just fix it. I have a 95 Ford F-250. She gets about 21 miles to the gallon. It was only $7,000 to pay off. Was able to pay that off within a year. So I'm quite happy over my purchase of that. My insurance is liability, basic coverage on there. So super cheap. I think it's like a couple $100 for like 6 months. It's like $200-300 for 6 months. Love it. I've got a F-250, but hashtag F gang life for sure. I love my F-250 with the 7.3 Power Stroke diesel in there. Brand new Garrett turbo on there with a built transmission with a shift kit and that thing, and got me a billet torque converter. Mm-hmm. But I think that once Trump gets back in the office and he strives us back towards energy independence, I don't think that, I mean, except for Anonymous Miner here, who's going to be saving all sorts of money over here. But for the average consumer, it's like once Trump gets us back into energy independence again, I think at that point, having an electric car versus having a gas vehicle, I think price-wise will be very nominal for the average consumer. So you're not going to really see a huge gain one way or another, other than some government incentives here and there for people to do the EV stuff. But it's like we need another NEM garage stream, 100%. I could be down on that. I really could. Oh, we got the red panda in the house. Yo! What's up, my dude? Hold on here. It's like I'm about to buy a 2012 TRD. Nice. Those are very nice vehicles. I think there was like some of the engines had a problem with them, but they were not that bad. They were not that bad. Great off-roading vehicle. Like Anonymous, like I got the money in the stonks. Trump gonna make me a rich man. Like, oh, 150,000 miles. Well, it was taken care of. That's not too bad. If it's been beat up, man, I mean, but at the same time, it's like some of those TRDs, I mean, you got the right motor in there. It's kind of worth putting the money into it, as long as you got the money to put into it. And if you got to rebuild the motor, you might as well put the goodies into it. It's gonna be about the same price. 135,000. So they're getting rid of it when they're coming up on the second big maintenance cycle. So assume that the second big maintenance cycle has not been done and that you're going to have to do everything in the second maintenance. Because, like, there's stuff to be done at the 60,000 mile marker. So the 120,000 mile, it should have had some stuff done on it. And then at 180,000 for its scheduled regular maintenance. And as long as the thing's not leaking oil or whatever, that's like going to be your big thing. Is like if it's leaking oil, then it's like it's usually a breather issue, and if you got a breather issue on the motor, it's like what other gaskets are about to fail on the motor. No body rot. Yeah, exactly, Panda. It's like it. Make sure there's no rust. Stick your head underneath the vehicle. Make sure everything underneath there looks nice. I would prefer to see a muddy underbody than a rusty one. Because at least with the muddy underbody, at least you know the guy uses it, which means that if he's going to use it, a lot of those guys are already fixing stuff on there that needs to be fixed. And if it breaks, a lot of times they're putting in the better stuff anyway because they want to go back off-roading. So there's that. It's like it's the 4.0. That's not a bad motor. That's one of the good ones. I don't mind the 4.0s. The two TRFE isn't so good though. Yes. It's gonna start a Taco channel if I get it. And I'll be a regular commentary on the channel too for you. Yeah, you got basically you got to pull the transmission valve body up and actually fix the transmission plate that goes on there, and it changes the oil pressures in certain areas, and it stops a lot of the shuddering vibrations that you feel. It's 80 already subbed. Nice. Too funny. So here we are. We are coming into another round of Ryzen chips that are going to be coming out. So we have some Ryzens ahead of the 9000 launch. So we got the 7950 X3D, but at this point, from what I'm hearing with the 9000 series, I'd be holding off on these things. 100%. I see no reason to actually grab the 7950 X3D when it's just slightly better than the 7900 X3D. It's like a bin chip, guys. So this is something that AMD's good about. They'll find the super bins and they'll call it a 50X and try to market it to you. It's so much better. But I would actually hold off and wait for the 9000 X3D chips if you're going to do one an X3D chip. Why? Guys, they're allowing overclocking on it. I know. They're finally giving in to the consumer market on this one. The consumer wants to be able to overclock. Give us the headroom to be able to overclock. And the 9000 series, it looks like it is being confirmed that there'll be overclock abilities on the X3D chipsets. So, like, getting a truck, becoming a man, mega. Oh my God, too funny, Tech Man. Too funny. Like hashtag MAGA country, built Ford tough. Hell no. Oh my God. Oh, you guys are ridiculous. I love you. Um, so I mean, I personally would be definitely holding off on grabbing any of these 7,000 series chips. If you've waited this whole time and haven't grabbed a new CPU for your own main PC, or if you're looking to upgrade for better performance, I would definitely be holding off on the for the 9,000 series, just because they're giving more availability for overclocking. These X3D chips, although that they are very, very good, great for gaming, right? Great for certain, depending on your task of what you're needing to get done. But because you're not able to overclock them, the X3D chips do have their limitations. Where the non-X3D chips, as of right now, are the ones you can overclock. So for them to bring it on the X3D line, next generation, would definitely cause me to hold off and wait to grab one of them. That would be my personal opinion on things, but if you need a chip, you need a chip. You need to update, you need to update. It is what it is. Talking about updating, Intel LGA 1700 support to be continued. So Intel Bartlett Lake is going to be the next one to come out for it. So we'll have a 9-core, a 7-core, a 5-core, and a 3-core processing units on here for the Bartlett Lakes. I would figure that some of these are going to be like your small form factor basic PCs, but most people are going to be at either 7-core or or a 9-core on this. But it looks like we're going to be dealing with a pretty decent chip, hopefully here. It looks like the P cores will be, of course, nice and lower wattages, nice low wattages without boosting, but it'll boost up to about 125 watts. So it is going to be still pretty power hungry. AMD a little bit more power hungry, but you are getting the performance per watt off the AMD lineup on here, guys. So if you guys are into the Intel lineup on things, I mean, you're not going to be mining with it. These are pretty much Intel's play to fame is single core performance. So you give this CPU one job and it will do it amazingly. That's why mining like Monero is not very good, even if you got the same core count as an AMD chip, because it's not the way that it does its handoffs on everything is not centered around multi-core performance. They're starting to come around to it slowly, but that is AMD's wheelhouse, and that's why AMD has just dominated on the CPU mining market. There's only one CPU you want to use if you're going to mine Monero. Talk about centralization in mining hardware. Thank God it's on AMD, and AMD is not going to sit there and do something stupid and malicious. Thankfully. And what up, son of a rabbit? 22s. What's up, my dude? What up, what up? So, I mean, for the long term of how these chips are going to be coming out, I'd still be running on AMD CPUs myself, especially in the last couple of years with AMD, because AMD has just been smacking Intel around in the retail market, in the mining market. At this point, unless it's an enterprise chipset, there's no point on buying Intel. Unless you are just a diehard Intel person, or you have a specific need that the Intel is going to perform better over AMD, but 9 times out of 10, AMD is still going to do better. I'm not telling you, you got to get rid of your Intel rigs or whatever. I mean, I still have Intel mining rigs. They're still fine. I'm not going to get rid of them. Don't worry, guys. I'm not hating on them that much. It's just for personal PC, I'm not going to use Intel at this point. But I mean, for the most part, do you guys like when you're building mining rigs? Do you even build mining rigs with Intel chips anymore? Does anybody do that anymore? I mean, drop some comments into the chat, guys. Drop some comments, and we know if you're still actually buying Intel to make your mining rigs. Let me know. Drop a comment. And yes, this is an adult beverage. This is some mead that was made in Pennsylvania. So whenever I was out in Pennsylvania doing a family reunion with the wife, we went to a little festival that was going off, and there was a vendor that had locally made mead. I was like, yo, give me a bottle of that. Like, just sold 2 of my 3060s on eBay, $200 each. Wow. That's way down from where they used to be. Damn. It's like, haven't done Intel since 7th or 8th gen. Like Sadie's like, I still run my LGA 1200, 11400, the 10.8. I hate Intel's naming structure. Intel, you suck with this. So the 10850, still good CPUs. And oh yeah, the 11700 is decent too. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, so we have at least one person that's still running on the Intel lineup. Nice. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying that there's nobody I know that runs Intel. I know a bunch of people who still run Intel. I just, for what I utilize for, the codex is better than AMD for me, and I'm running on a 1950X Threadripper. Codex is better still. Multi-core performance is amazing on it still. I can render in 4K a 20-minute video in like 5 minutes. I'm very happy. Unless I'm sitting here struggle busing with what I do, don't even need to sit there and update. And my next update is literally just pulling a chip out of here and going for the WRX 2950X. So, I mean, that's the one that I'm looking at, is a 2950WX or whatever it is. Yeah. That will be a premium chip for me. Absolutely premium. It's like, I wish I could afford it right now, but yeah. I'm not Red Panda mining over here with 100,000 subscribers, making all them YouTube bucks. Look at the cute cat. Don't look at me. I said it, Red. I said it. I mean, Red Panda, we all know he's like YouTube rich, you know? He's a YouTube millionaire, you know? That's hidden his identity. You know, he could be the real Satoshi. We don't know this. Too funny. Too funny. And you want to know what's... It's like... I know. Red Panda, we are still waiting for an ounce of bathwater. I mean, we still require an ounce of bathwater. It's like, dang, Schiller, that guy. I know, right? And here we have somebody that's going to get something that the rest of the world wants before us, it looks like. Wild. It's like, now we talking OnlyFans. It's just going to be an OnlyFan. It'll be a single fan and some Red Panda bathwater. Too funny. But here we've got the RTX 5090D, which will be a cut down variant. Of course, is going to be the next gen for China, reportedly. Unless the US decides to block this again. I think they blocked it with the 4090D. They said, no, you can't do this. Not gonna happen. So I don't know if they've cut down the 5090 enough. I mean, what is it? Is it just barely above laptop grade in a GPU, or is this a laptop grade VGA core as a repurposed 5090? Because you guys know that they're gonna release GPUs for laptops before PC. This is typically how Nvidia has done things over the years. They rip it out onto the laptops. We can see some of the early performances on all of that. But my suspicion on all of the D variants that now Nvidia is interested in making is it, are they like cut down laptop grade GPUs? Makes me wonder. It's like I'd pay to see a panda feet. Too funny, Sadie. Too funny. So, NVIDIA is reportedly launching a special edition for the Chinese market. Would be the successor to the 4090D that was launched in late 2024 to circumvent the new U.S. export restrictions on high-performance GPU. It is unclear whether what changes the supposed 5090D model would have. It is clear that its focus is going to be through the compute throughput. The 4090D did not see any major changes to memory specs. The card was the same 24 gigabytes of the GDDR6X memory specs and had even the same memory bandwidth. On the other hand, the number of cores were affected by restrictions on compute performance, resulting in 11% fewer cores with a 50-watt lower TDP initially. This model was factory locked 450 watts, and no factory overclock models were available. However, NVIDIA allowed board partners to enable up to 600 watts, often allowing certain SKUs to be just as fast as the original 4090, and that's where the U.S. government was having issues, and we're going back and forth with China over the 4090D. Was not so much of what NVIDIA was trying to sell to the Chinese market. It was all the board partners that they were basically selling a damn near an unrestricted 4090. And when they're, it's like and the reason why they're being restricted is because China doesn't have IP rights. So if I can make a new model BMW in China, and I'll call it BM5 instead of BMW. Well, because I call it BM5 and I call it the C whatever model that they've got now, right? But because I can change the name just slightly in China, I would effectively skirt the intellectual property rights on it. Can we? Not right now. Like, breathe in a little piece of fur from you. I know, right? It's like, oh, woo. I know. Oh, I didn't even think about that, Anonymous. He's like, yeah, if you go off road, we'll know exactly where you're at, bro. that be there for be facts. He would definitely dox himself very quickly. But if people knew Red Panda the way that I know Red Panda, only the OG Panda friends have actually seen his face. Just know that the internet remembers everything. There is a panda face out there. I'm just saying. There is a panda face. It exists, I say. It exists. And only a few of us know. Few of us absolutely know. I'm probably one of the few people Panda couldn't walk past without being recognized. So he's never going to come by me with any of you guys around. Because he's not like, he knows that I'm going to, I'll dox him on the spot, whatever. I'm like, oh, because I'll be all super loud about it. So the only way that Red Panda can do it is if he came over to my house. But then I'll have him on camera here. Because security be of the utmost here at my homesteading. I'll have proof of Panda in no time. Potentially. I mean, he's not a native Canadian, so there is that. He's not a native Canadian. I'd have to talk to Panda about if the rest of Canada is like how South Park represents them. They very well could be, but Panda is not from that area. Red Panda was imported, but there was no duty tax on him. Oh, too funny. So it looks like once the new laptop tiers start getting released out, we'll see the new 5090 in the American market. It looks like maybe China might be getting an early sneak peek of the 5090 here soon, because the variants are reportedly ready. If so, that also means that the laptops are ready. I am just saying. It's like, I know, still living there enough for the transformation. Oh, too funny, son of a rabbit. Oh, that's too funny. So here's one I don't see why anybody would do it. I don't see why anyone would do it. Dual mining Carlson and Zill. Plus the auto conversion to Bitcoin. And I don't mean the auto conversion to Bitcoin. That's got to be the smartest play ever. But dual mining with Carlson, it's a freaking FPGA coin at this point. It got demolished by FPGAs. Anytime that there's any kind of profitability on Carlson, it gets smacked by FPGAs. Same thing with Zill. But if you're mining utilizing unmineable pool, you can all convert the mine Carlson to Bitcoin or any other of the supported coins that you want to get from them. You just got to put it into the command line for it. Fairly simple. How to set this all up, and a lot of the pools will show you how to do this too if you don't know where to grab this information. But it looks like you will be able to do this on Regal Miner and oh god, what the hell is the other one? Mainly Regal Miner, but that will be with NVIDIA only. trying to remember. I thought there was one other coin or one other GPU mineable algorithm or miner that they were using on this. But at this point, you can check your you can do with this through Unmineable or at Crazy Pool to do all of this stuff. There's a couple of different miners that you can utilize with this. Regal being the main one for this. Again, I don't see why anybody in their right mind would ever want to sit there and dual mine with Carlson at this point. The profitability is absolutely in the toilet. I mean, even if I were to go on to see what the most profitable GPU out there is. Wow. That. You fucking kidding me? Really? NVIDIA CMP 170HX is the most profitable GPU out there, making a whole lot of 52 cents. You're making more than 4090 with older hardware. It's like, damn. Well, let's go down the way. You got your let's keep on rolling down. We got a 3090 Ti making 4 cents a day, guys. 3090 Ti, 4 cents a day. An AMD Radeon 7. So, Red Panda, your Radeon 7s are making more than a 4090 Ti. Or no. You're making the same amount as a 4090 Ti, mining some of that Raven. A 1660 Ti making 3 cents a day. Gross. But if I were to come down and a 1070 here. Here we go. 1070. They recommend you to go on to Dynex and lose 3 cents a day. So I mean, if you got like solar power and a couple of 1070 rigs, not bad. But you got to be on that solar. An Arc 3 A380. My A380 would be losing me 3 cents a day on that Raven. I mean, a lot of the stuff like your P102-100 losing 9 cents a day if you don't have it unlocked. A 580 would lose you 10 cents a day, guys. You'd be losing money running a 580. Like, no, just mine some of that Verte coin and wait for the pump. I mean, that could be a solid way of doing things, but there's no advice here. We don't give any kind of advice of any sort. This is a non-advice channel. But I mean, yeah, the mining market is like really low right now. I mean, yeah, if you have a 4090 and you spent over $1,000 for a 4090 just to be able to make 24 cents, 20 to 25 cents a day, that's sad. A 4080, and this is at 11 cents per kilowatt. This is the national average, guys. You could be a little bit lower. I mean, even if I were to go, okay, let's say the best power rate in the country right now for residential, I would probably say is 9 cents per kilowatt hour, all ineffective, right? A 4090 would make you 55 cents a day at 9 cents per kilowatt hour, all in. That's taxes, the line fee, everything. Cannot go above 9 cents per kilowatt hour, all in. And then you start going, oh, 4090, I'm making 55 cents. But a 4080, you're making 37. And then it just drops dramatically. Now, if you're at 9 cents per kilowatt hour, you're a lot in profit than I would say a lot of people out there today. But would I be suggesting people to go buy mining rigs now for, you're going to spend a few $1,000s to set up a mining rig, and what, you're going to make 50 bucks, what, let's say you have the best setup, and you're making 50 cents a card, say at 9 cents, you're making 50 cents, and you get 10 of these. So you're making $5 a day. And in order to get $5 a day off of this, you're going to spend over 10 grand for $5 a day. And then you're going to be paying the electric bill behind this, right? So, I mean, yeah, you're making $5 a day, but you just forked out 10 G's to do so. The math just it isn't there. Now, for people who are hobbyists in the GPU mining market, you're not going to spend 10 grand right off the rip anyway. You're going to buy a GPU here and a GPU there and slowly build out. That makes more sense. Being a hobbyist miner and just, buying a couple of newer GPUs, selling a couple of your older ones, and going from there, right? And by the way, if you guys are looking for GPUs, I have a bunch of 1070s and a few 1080 Ti's. If any of you guys are interested in that, the 1070s, they're like a mix of like Ti and non-Ti. They're the Gigabyte Gamer X triple fans. Those ones are looking at like $100 plus shipping. You guys are interested in that? And then my 1080 Ti's, I'd be looking at like $200 a pop plus shipping. And then of course, if I get the 2,000 subscribers by the end of the month, guys, I have 2 GPUs to give away. Otherwise, it drops down to 1 GPU. I'll have a 1 GPU giveaway that we all know that TechMan will win, especially if he puts his hat in the arena. Because TechMan wins everything. So you guys got to make sure that I get the 2,000 subscribers so TechMan can win 1, and then and then the rest of you guys have a chance at least 1 GPU. I'm just saying. TechMan's like, I need 400 more stuff so I can win 1. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. Raven Coin has no roadmap. Mine friend coin, not financial advice. Get that friend going on, huh? It's all about that friend. Too funny. But yeah, I mean, a lot of these GPUs, they're not really running to. They're just not worth running at the end of the day. Especially if you're going out right now with the sole purpose, I'm going to build a mining rig. This is like the market that you want to be able to build the rigs, but there's nothing big to mine that makes it viably worth it. This was like bear market territory back in 2018. We were looking at making 59 cents, but my electric cost was like 25 cents to make 50. Right? So to me, it's just not worth running all the GPUs. Hence, I mean, full transparency, my mining operation is off right now. I've got 11 cents per kilowatt, like about 11.5 cents per kilowatt hour all in. And for me, it is not worth having all the rigs on right now. Now, do I have all the rigs ready on the go? Hell yeah. All I got to go is to go to this fuse panel right here and flip 2 circuit breakers on, and that operation is rocking and rolling tomorrow. What up, DJ Mines in the house, dropping those 22s? Yo! What up? That's right. We got DJ Mines in his house here. Yo! It's like, rude. I will sell you my L3 Plus Plus for $70 if you want. Nah, not at all. I've got my mini doges, and those I even got my mini doges up right now. Now I used to run the L3 Plus Pluses. I have the unlock software on here that gives you more overclocking controls and takes off the dev fee. I mean, granted, the dev fee is only like 1%, but still, it's 1% more profitable. Just saying. Just saying. If you're still running your L3 Plus Plus, Rude, I have some software for it if you want. Just saying. Just saying. So, and here is one that I've been interested in seeing and all that good stuff from Altair Mining. This is a Bitcoin mining solution. It will carry a single hash board in there, which I'm fairly interested in this thing. I'm just saying, for your at-home miner, it will be a low-power solution. This is in collaboration with Solo Mining Company. So it's going to be a custom PCB system on there. Knowing that Altair Mining or Altair Technology is going to be utilizing the same bit chimney 2 with the Loco boards, if Loco board ever comes out. I still have my doubts. Techman, you know I still have my doubts. Hashtag doubting Loco Tech. You are not going to get me to believe that Loco Tech has the best Litecoin mining chip to date, competing against an industry giant. I'm not saying that it can't happen, but I highly doubt it. It's like Joko Tech. Yes, sir. Hashtag Joko Tech. I still very, very much skeptical of everything that they're trying to do. I'm not sold on it. Just not. But Altair Technology is sold on Locotech, unfortunately. And I believe they have partnered up with them too. Yep, here we go. So here is the other part of the tweet. The aluminum chassis for Bit Chimney is ready, well in time to start shipping this fall. This is a single hashboard Loki rig. But then they put down Bitcoin miner / space heater. Loki does Litecoin. Loki does not do Bitcoin. That's a Litecoin mining company. So that's how I know. That's when I was realizing that they are also doing this with the Solo Mining Company. Looks like Solo Mining Company probably is the one that contracted with Altair Technology, and then they're allowing Altair to use it for whatever other solutions they have. Maybe I'm not sure how this really is going to work out, but very interested to see this. I mean, considering that they're a single hashboard Loki rig, calling it a Bitcoin miner / space heater, I'm really wondering. It's like 50 petahash RPM, SHA-256 miner coming out on 2100. Order now. Yeah, right. Messing with difficulty, trying to get an accept to share, bear market shenanigans. Sadie, could you DM me in Discord and let me know what let me know what miner you're using, and which miner version it is, so that I may look it up. I've actually wanted to test this one. So if you're able to do that sweet busy Bitcoin on GPU, I want the miner. Thank you, Sadie. You rock. You rock for sure. And some of the things that I think that are the reason for that sweet busy Bitcoin pump is right here. Trump doubles down on pro-crypto pivot in the RNC-backed policy doc. So you haven't heard about this one. So the RNC is so the RNC event is happening not too far away from where I live right now. It's happening up in Wisconsin, north of me, but I'm well within a reasonable driving distance. So knowing that, it's like the Republican Party some people have been very pro crypto, and some people have been on the fence about it, which understandable. I get it. I really do. I'm not going to fault anybody for being on the fence about something they do not know anything about. Completely understandable. But Donald Trump here has played with the NFTs. He's been in the market. He understands what's going on here. So the former president and the nominee for the Republican Party has doubled down on his recent efforts to court the crypto industry as a freshly published policy platform document. The Republicans will end Democrats' unlawful and un-American crypto crackdown and oppose the creation of a central bank digital currency. The document said they will defend their right to mine Bitcoin, ensure every American has the right to self-custody of their digital asset, and transaction free from the government's surveillance and control. I'm just saying, these are the things that that are a total positive in this market. I mean, like Trump or hate Trump or not, you're in the crypto space. Somebody says that's a favorable policy that you may want to vote for. Oh my God! It's like let me talk about energy stocks. Have you heard about Enron? No, not like this. Not like this, guys.
Nope.
Do not try to find anything like Enron. What up, droid guy? Yo. So he's basically trying to get it to where crypto companies feel free to come into this market as long as they are a good fit for the country. Basically, they got to be a good company. You can't have a fly-by-night, cash grab. They don't really allow cash grabs to go off in the stock market. I expect to see some kind of regulation, but something that would be more favorable to the crypto industry instead of trying to limit it. Because the way that the SEC has it right now, Gary Gensler is going to go after everything. It's your security unless you prove otherwise. I get it. It's a knee-jerk response to a bigger problem. But there's better ways to vet out companies. They've been vetting companies for the stock market for decades. They just got to learn a new technology and learn how to vet it for the crypto market and move forward. We can get a government body that understands crypto a little bit better. They can start making some framework that would be of a better understanding instead of a knee-jerk response, or just using older ways of making a measuring stick like the Howey test. So the Republicans engage in predominant Web3 figures on policies and platforms. So I mean, they're big with the whole Web3. You know, we got a program built on a program built on a program. That's Web3. You know, even though that's just a platform on top of a platform. It's not a new web. It's not new internet. They didn't make a third layer of the internet. It's just somebody's. It's like sitting there and saying that I'm on Web3 if I build a program inside of Amazon Web Service. That's now Web3 now. You know, with their definitions of things. If I sit there and do anything on top of on AWS, that's now Web3. I still don't agree with it, but whatever. I digress. So I think that we're going to be, and I think that's some of what also helping drive some of the crypto prices going up, which that should help out a lot of people with their with mining. That should make you a little bit more profitable mining wise. That's why, you know, a lot of stuff. If you're going on to the mining calculators here, you know, we're seeing everything being up. Let me go back to the 11 cent per kilowatt hour, so we get more of a typical description of what's going on. But you know, if you're a little bit more profitable, but literally you go on to last generation hardware, and you're making 15 cents on something you spent almost $1,500 on. You're going to make 15 cents a day. I say it's not worth putting the fans through the wear and tear for 15 cents. And then on top of that, you're going to have a cooling fan external on there, even if it's just a box fan. And you're no longer making 15 cents. That's something that these calculators do not let you know. Oh, I've got 3 fans pulling the hot air and blowing it outside. Well, that's let's just say. Let's say that's 50 cents a day. You know, so now I've got to take, you know, if I'm running 3080s that I purchased during the whole GPU craze, you know, $1,500. So I've got to basically spend $3,000 to break even. I've got to now spend $4,500 to make 15 cents a day. That's a net negative. That's on old hardware. And so that's some of my stuff's off because I'm just not willing to put the wear and tear down on everything. If it's basically I'm breaking even. It's not worth it to me. Am I gonna? Have I been testing stuff out, making sure that, you know, oh yeah, the profitability is right here. Yeah, I have. And I've just cleaned up my my whole mining room and everything like that, reorganized everything. Oh my God, so much better. I would do some video in there, but I got a chicken in jail because she's a bully in the chicken run, and I'm basically breaking her right now. And I've got to set up a little table in there so that I can put a GPU, turn one of my mining rigs into a computer in there, which is fairly simple. I got one of my open air rigs, and be able to set everything up to live stream that way. But until I get the chicken out of there, I'm not going to do any significant live streaming out of the mining room until I can set all that up. But I've got a little shelf set up, all that good stuff. It's all nice. I put a little forethought in there. I cleaned a lot of stuff up out of the mining room. And as long as I'm not mining in the mining room, hopefully you'll be able to hear me. Now, Now, it depends on if I decide to put in a new GPU. Depends on if I will have NVIDIA broadcast on it. I'm probably going to grab one of my, probably like one of the Founders Editions GPUs and run it in there. I'm not sure yet. I haven't made my decision yet. I mean, I got a 3080 Ti in this computer. Probably put probably at least a 3080 in there. With an AMD rig, but that'll be a different time. I just gotta wait for chicken to get up out of there. But we're definitely seeing profitability. Getting back on topic, we're definitely seeing profitability starting to come back a little bit, especially with Trump being, pro crypto. It looks like. This could be a net positive. It could help out a lot of people who are mining, getting a little bit more profitable. Awesome stuff. And then one last thing before I get up out of here. We have Solana trying to do an ETF. Confirmed by the Chicago Stock Exchange. I don't have high expectations for this one. I would actually hope that the Chicago Board Operations Exchange, the CBOE markets, is not retarded enough to bring in Solana ETF onto their platform. Why? Solana has had issue after issue after issue. It is a security. It is a risk to the investor. I don't think that the CBOE can officially offer this unless the SEC approves, and the SEC at this point will not approve a Solana ETF. It passes the Howey test. I'm just saying. And there's just too many risks. Way too many risks associated with Solana. How many people have lost money with Solana so far? I do not see this changing anytime soon. There's just too much risks associated with that, and I see the SEC just shutting it down real fast. But the exchange operator has filed a request with the SEC to list the ETF tied to Solana, specifically products from the asset managers Van Eck and 21 Shares. This has kickstarted the timeline for the commission to either approve or deny the operator's 19B4 application. According to the commission's rules, it has 240 days to decide, so almost a year. The global head of the ETP listings at CBE Global Markets recently released a statement in which it mentioned that they are attempting to address the increasing investor interest in Solana. They're wanting to get into Solana because of the buzzwords of NFTs. If you allow these people to play on Solana like this, the price I don't think is going to recover. You're going to see people gambling on Solana like you've never seen before. People do not want to own Solana. They want the exposure to Solana with all the money. And you guys start rooting for this, you're gonna watch the project get killed off. It'll be wild. So after TBOE successfully listed its first spot Bitcoin ETF and the security SEC approval for the rules to spot either ETF, Van Eck has applied with the SEC, filing the S1 form for Solana in June, and 21 Shares did the same thing the day after. The S1 form is required when an entity wants to offer new security on the market. Securities must have an S1 filing before they get listed on a normal exchange platform. The 19B4 form is for a self-regulatory organization to inform the SEC of the change in their rule, and they must justify it before they can get an approval. It is important to note that the CBOE isn't just focusing on Solana. They had their 19B4 filings for Ethereum approved in May of this year, and they are set to start trading the ETFs soon. However, they need the final go-ahead on these products. Often require two-stage approval processes. Experts believe that Solana's liquidity will shoot up after the ETF gets approved. As spot SOL ETFs are expected to witness about a $3 billion inflow over time. A significant proportion of this predicted amount is also expected to flow through the ETF swap. And that's where they'll get killed at. That swap will kill them. Just saying. It's not going to do what they think. I mean, considering that Ethereum, they're still seeing their run up for Ethereum. Ethereum is will take a big hit once the ETF goes live, in my opinion. If it goes live across all the markets, the Ethereum will never recover from that. And I see the same thing happening to Sol. These traditional markets is a way for people to either gamble or control prices. So kind of take that with a grain of salt. It's like, I'm OG, DeFi just ain't my thing. There's no point in being in DeFi. This DeFi shit is just a way to part fools from their money. If you are foolish enough to give your money to one of these DeFi, Web3 stuff, and you lose your money, you fucking deserve to get burnt. I played in the market a little bit. Thankfully, I didn't have a whole lot wrapped up in it that I lost money. I'm fine with that. That I'm going to lose a little bit of money to learn about a platform. But there's a lot of people that are going to put a lot of money in there. And whenever Solana has another one of their fucking security fucking issues, people are going to lose money. And, you know, the CBOE is going to fucking get sued. And I don't think the CBOE is ready to fucking handle what they're trying to do. I'd be questioning the Ethereum side of things, but at the same time, Ethereum has enough development on top of it to kind of, you know, make it to where it stabilizes a price point to an extent, and then people having their Ethereum locked up helps stabilize price in the other direction too, right? Solana doesn't have any of that stuff, really. Solana fucking can belly up, and if they got traditional investors in there, this is going to be a way to be able to blow up the market on the traditional investors, and then your traditional investors are not going to want to touch this shit. And they're going to look at the SEC to do more heavy-duty regulation, and it's not going to matter what Trump thinks when he comes into office, that if they blew up the market on Solana and Ethereum, and enough of these traditional investors get burnt, they're not coming back in. So there's good points and bad points for the traditional finance people to be involved with everything, because believe it or not, this is still very, very early stuff. I mean, we still have a lot of wild price swings. There's money grabs. There's pump and dumps. There are lots of crypto scams out there. We'll have to see how CBOE is going to move forward with a Solana ETF moving forward. But ETF's got 204 days as of, I think, July 8th or somewhere around there. It's like just as of recently. I'm not sure exactly when they filed it in. But, yep, 240 days. So we'll know by the end of the year. No, by the beginning of next year, we'll know for sure. So, with that being said, guys, it's been an hour and a half. You guys got any comments or questions? Certainly ask them away. If not, drop some FAs in the Chizzy chat. Smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. I can grow my crypto Bitcoin wallet all I want with DCA. The one thing I can't grow without your help is this channel. Yo, we got those FAs getting dropped out. Thank you, everybody, for being here. You guys rock. To all you sexy mofos, you guys are ready to die for freaking awesome. Yo. So does anybody else got any other comments or questions before I head up out of here? If not, thank you all for being here. Hopefully you guys, if I don't see you by the end of the week, hopefully you have a great week, great weekend, all that good stuff. I'll be dropping another video over on RN Homesteading. I know, shameless freaking shiller. I know, shameless plug. So if you guys pay attention over at RN Homesteading, if you guys get into growing your own vegetables, if you're the Lemon Tree Gang, definitely check it out over there. I'm basically showing people what I'm learning, growing my own veggies on my own property with my own chunkins. So if you like to see chickens and veggies, good clean eating, and renewable ways to grow veggies, come check me out on RN Homesteading. Thank you everybody for being here. All that good stuff. Y'all rock. You're the reason why I do this all the time. And with being said, peace out. Stay savage. May watts be low, your hash be high. I'll see you on the next one. Yo.